This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Right everyone, I hope you're all having a brilliant day. So on this video I thought we'll change a little bit of a subject. It's still kind of boxing related, which is how I found it. Carl Froch is a flat earther. Okay, and we'll get into Carl Froch's statement and his beliefs and whatever in a second. Now, again, this is something that I don't usually do. It is a boxing channel, of course, but once in a while I do like to change it up just a little bit, get out of the monotony, the routine of me thinking about boxing 24/7 every second of the damn day. Okay, so once in a while I will change it up. And as I have changed it up probably in the 2.5 years I've been doing this, probably 3 or 4 times on previous videos where I have changed it up, and each and every video there's been someone on there, it's supposed to be a boxing channel, what are you talking about this subject for? I'm subscribed to you for boxing. Okay, but that's cool, thank you very much for subscribing. Second of all, you did read the title before you clicked it, didn't you? So you pretty much knew what the video was going to be about. So anyway, on this one we're going to talk about Carl Froch, former super middleweight world champion, a legend of British boxing. One of my favourite fighters of all time. I pretty much followed his entire career, and listen, ever since he's retired, quite clearly he's got a lot of time on his hand. But again, right before we get to his statement, whether you believe the earth is flat, globe-shaped, triangular, square, hexagonal, any other kind of shape that you want, you crack on. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter, does it? Okay, because at the end of the day, my house is where it is, and as long as it ain't going to fall off the edge of the earth anytime soon, I'm happy with it. So we're going to break down a whole lot of subjects in this one. Again, it's all my opinion. You drop your opinions below, as always. And if you are new to the channel, please click that subscribe button. It's brilliant over here. Now, Carl Froch's statement. The earth is flat 100%. There is no proof of the earth's curvature, and the fake space agency NASA use CGI images, and every one of them is different. I'm looking at them thinking, hang on a minute, they're all like cartoons. Apparently, we've been to the moon in 1969 and 1970. In fact, we've been there 6 times. I don't believe a word of it, but some people do. Carl Froch's statement. So, as I said, I think since he's retired, he's got a lot of time on his hands. He's been spending a lot of time on YouTube or internet-based forums or whatever it may be, going on about conspiracies. And listen, conspiracies are very attractive, of course. We're curious. As a human race, we like to know, are we being lied to about certain things? Okay, there are conspiracies about pretty much everything you can think of. Okay, people will disagree. I've heard some people say that Australia does not exist. There is a cult of people out there who says Australia does not exist. Again, I have to ask that question. Why would they lie about it? Doesn't make any kind of sense. Again, for flat earthers, if you believe the earth is flat, cool. Are you harming anybody? No? Cool, crack on. Are you annoying people? Maybe. So maybe keep your thoughts to yourself. Okay, maybe. But ultimately, is the earth flat? Okay, so let's delve into a little bit of this subject, and then we'll probably move on to some other ones as well. Now, the earth is flat, okay, and apparently it's surrounded by a wall, a glacier wall, so a wall of ice right the way around our planet, okay, which of course stops all the water from disappearing. And NASA, the space agency, doesn't want people to know that we're actually surrounded by a wall. They want to convince us that we're on a globe. Why is my question? Why would they say that the earth is globe, but in fact it's flat? It doesn't make any kind of sense. Now, I have heard some people, listen, I also like Alex Jones and Joe Rogan and plenty of other things in that as well. I do find a lot of it interesting, some of it's laughable. But ultimately, do I know the answers? No, I do not. I am not God. I'm pretty close to it, but I'm not God, right? Now, if the earth is flat and we're surrounded by a wall of ice, how is it that when ice melts, it does melt, okay, again, fact, then how is it that in the millions, if not billions of years, I don't know how old Earth is, that it hasn't melted? At some point around this huge planet of ours, that there has been no crack at any point of the Earth's edge throughout the glacier. Because if there was a crack that would happen, which would be pretty much inevitable at some point over the millions, if not billions of years, then if that did happen, what's going to happen? The water would go through it like it does down your bath plug, okay? In no time at all, the water would be dispersed from the earth, would it not? Okay, so we'd have a very, very dry planet, wouldn't we? So again, you kind of have to go, well, the ice theory is pretty much a weak one. But why would NASA want us to believe that the Earth is not flat? Well, again, some people say that because on the edge of the Earth, they're doing all kinds of experiments. There could be UFOs on there. They could be doing military experiments and developments and all these kind of secrets and things like that. Okay, cool. But why do it on a wall of ice out of the public eye when they could just do it in the middle of the desert out of public eye, or in the middle of some kind of rocky mountains that people find difficult to get to? The Earth is pretty big, and people can say we're overcrowded. Yeah, we're overcrowded in certain places, but across the Earth, not really. There's a lot of free space out there, okay? So they don't need to make up stories when they can quite happily do their experiments or whatever it is that they're doing in the middle of nowhere without you or me knowing about it. Now, do I believe that NASA tells us everything? No, of course not. Why? Because they are an agency, okay? They are humans working there. And where there are humans, they are money driven. Where there is money and there is humans, there will be some kind of conspiracies and corruption going on. As with virtually every business on the planet, okay? Everybody is money motivated. We can't help it. We are human nature, okay? And us as humans being on the planet, the last thing in the world that we want is to feel that we are being lied to, that we're being controlled, that people think that they are a higher race than us and controlling us without us knowing about it. Some people believe that the news channels are all one big conspiracy and they're all working together to brainwash us for various reasons. Again, I don't know, but ultimately, does it really matter? You could say yes, because we don't want to be lied to. People say that NASA are holding the secrets away from us, that there are in fact aliens and UFOs and that out there. Okay, why? I mean, if there are aliens and that, why wouldn't they tell us? I'll tell you why, because we are human and a lot of people would freak out. That's a fact of it, okay? Or maybe not necessarily in today's society. I think if they announce it like today, I think, yes, there will be a little bit of upset people, or people even, you could prove that there are aliens, actually show some alien spacecraft and have like a little meeting with the aliens in front of the whole world, and some people will still not believe it. Okay, people will just believe whatever it is that they want to believe. But ultimately, they probably won't do it because we'll freak out. But are we alone in the universe? Highly unlikely when you think about it, with all the millions upon billions and trillions of planets and stars that there are out there in the entire universe, and millions and billions of galaxies, allegedly again. Be a pretty lonely place, wouldn't it, if we're the only living species in the entire universe? Wouldn't it? But again, if there are aliens and they come to us, would we really want to truly, deep down, know that there are? Would we really want them to come to us? Me personally, bring on the alien war, no worries. Right? But ultimately, if they did, guess what? That means they can come to us, but we can't come to them. So that means they are far more intelligent than we are. That means we are inferior to them in probably every single aspect of life. And the last thing that we as humans want is to be inferior to everyone. In fact, we pride ourselves as the most intelligent and most evolutionary species on the planet. Okay, so if another race comes down, quite clearly we are going to be inferior to them, and we will not like that, because we can't debate with them. But we as humans will probably try, and we'll do something stupid and end up getting ourselves wiped off the earth. Okay, because we're too stupid to accept that we are inferior to any other kind of species. Okay, we don't want that really. But again, if anybody who tells me that there are no aliens, have you seen Shelley Finkel? How can you look at Shelley Finkel and say there are no aliens? Come on, Shelley, I'm only joking. I'm only joking, don't cry about it. People will believe what people will believe. Okay, so again, going back onto flat earthers, when you look up at the sky, what do you see? You see a globe-shaped moon. I've heard people say that the moon is actually there. In fact, it's a hologram of some kind. Okay, so it's a hologram that they created thousands of years ago, right? Because the moon has always been there. How did they get it up there? Thousands of years ago, when it's only like the last couple of 100 years we've actually developed any form of technology. So how did they get it up there? That's one question for you. But the fact is, it's a globe, right? When you look at the sun, it's globe-shaped. When you look at Mars, it's globe-shaped. Any other planet is globe-shaped, but we're not, we're flat. Pretty odd, isn't it? Pretty odd. Again, how did the clouds carry the rain and drop it? Surely the clouds and the atmosphere will pick up the water, and rather than just create rain, we'll probably lose a lot of it, wouldn't we? Where do the clouds go? Do they just like come back and forward like Pac-Man? I don't really understand it. I mean, people will say that Other conspiracies, what are there? There are, the royal family is part of a lizard species. Okay, cool, no problem. If she wants to run around laying lizard type eggs, crack on, no problem. Do what you got to do. Creationists, they'll say, well, how can there not be a God when you got the eyeball? You see, there's loads of different things. Evolutionists, they'll say, but we come from the ocean and we gradually moved into land and developed through monkeys and whatever else, and then apes, and we ended up where we are right today, and this will not be the end of it. In fact, we will probably not look like we do in a few thousand years from now. Okay? Okay, cool. Believe whatever you want to believe, but ultimately, do we know that there is a God? No. Do we know that there is not a God? No. You just believe what you want to believe, and as I said before, as long as it makes you happy and you're not hurting anyone, what's the problem? Except for the fact a lot of people, they really want to push their opinions on others and just go around knocking on people's doors, trying to preach at them and things like that. You know, in my opinion, whatever your religion is, if you believe that Jesus is the Son of God, then crack on. If you believe that Muhammad is the final prophet, crack on. If you believe that Jesus and Muhammad are not prophets at all, crack on. If you believe that cows are holy, then you crack on. You do whatever it is that makes you feel happy. Just don't judge other people, which again, for me, religion, whether you believe in any form of God, again, it's entirely your own decision and your own views. First of all, do your own research, okay? But again, don't push it onto other people. I think a lot of religious people are judgmental. They look at what other people are doing rather than what they're doing. Since when it is okay to put a woman or a man into a hole in the ground and stone them to death because he or she cheated? Again, those who are throwing the stones, what's it got to do with you? If you believe in God, let God judge them. Okay, not you. You just live your life. Okay, if it's not harming you, crack on, all right? But at the end of the day, people will believe what they want to believe. If you want to believe that the earth is flat, again, no problem. You believe that the earth is flat, okay? Just don't be a nuisance. It's like people who are vegans as well. Listen, if you're a vegan because you believe in not harming animals and things like that, again, good for you. Good for you. But, you know, you are not convinced the entire planet that everybody should be vegan. You are not going to do it. Likewise, if you are a carnivore, you are not going to convince everybody that everybody should be eating cows, sheep and pigs and whatever else you want to eat. If you want to eat meat, eat meat. If you don't, then don't. You know, just mind your own business. Don't worry about what other people are doing. So listen, if Carl Froch wants to believe that we haven't been to the moon, again, it's pretty bizarre for me, that we haven't been to the moon, again, why lie about it? And if you believe that the earth is flat, then you believe the earth is flat. No problem. No problem whatsoever. But as I said before, why they're lying about it is what it is. Anyway, drop your thoughts below about it. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.